Have you ever called someone by the wrong name?
What's up, Scott?
Dude, my name's Seth.
Had an answer on the tip of your tongue? Or forgotten what you ate for breakfast? We hardly notice how often we use our memory until it fails us. This video will explain how to circumvent these failures while they occur, and why memory is such an important aspect of our day-to-day lives. The first part of memory involves a perception of the environment that surrounds us every day. Sensory memory is aware of the various stimuli you experience, like the smell of grass or the sound of the wind, but most of this information is filtered out unless you are taking special note of these things. Generally, sensory memory filters out the ordinary information and retains only the information you are paying attention to. If we could envision memory like the processes in a warehouse, sensory memory would be the unloading dock, where material is moved from inside a delivery truck onto a belt, a dolly, or some other mode of transportation. However, in our representation, we would only take the things we find important to transport to short-term or working memory. Short-term memory is the working zone of our memory. It is comprised of information carried over from the senses and information retrieved from long-term memory. A good example of how we use our short-term memory is when we work at a math problem. We pull information from sensory memory to perceive the numbers in long-term memory to remember the step we've memorized. To illustrate the concept of short-term memory, we conducted an experiment to show how much information our short-term memory can hold. We asked 10 people to watch a video of 15 objects flashing subsequently on the screen and told them to write down as many as they could remember as soon as the video was finished. If you're playing along at home, just get a piece of paper and a pencil and press pause after the last image is flashed on the screen until you finish. How many were you able to remember? Most of our subjects fit the golden rule of remembering 7 plus or minus 2 items. It may surprise you to know that short-term memory generally only lasts 20 to 30 seconds. After the experiment was over, we asked our participants to share what techniques they used to remember the objects before they had a chance to write them down. Like the boxes on the warehouse dolly, there is a limit to what short-term memory can carry from sensory memory to long-term memory. Also, without proper maintenance, the boxes in our metaphor would begin to decay after 30 seconds. If we focus on the information we retrieve and use the remembering techniques, we will be able to make the information we perceive into long-term memory. Long-term memory is ubiquitous. We remember how to drive a car, where we lived when we were younger, what channel our favorite television show comes on, and the faces of our friends and family. One important element of remembering has to do with practice. These pieces of information that we remember without a second thought have been practiced and processed over and over again. Like when we drive a car every day, look at old photographs, or change the channel. These are examples of declarative memories and procedural memories. The more we sense them, bring them back into thought, add more information to them, and connect them to other memories, the more strongly these memories will persist, and the less likely we are to forget them. So if you are having problems remembering, practice remembering the information you know. You may be trying to remember too much. Put the information in context. Break it up into manageable parts, visualize, and most importantly, get rid of all distractions and be sure to concentrate.